couple years ago, 4 years ago, I pretty much lost everything that I had. And I was living in my parents' basement when I started Roof Tiger. If you could imagine a dingy basement with no windows, that's what I lived for 2.5 years when I started the company. So I'm very used to that. And then I moved into a duplex, also owned by my parents. We are not overly wealthy people. Um, and so I was so used to that when we started Roof Tiger and we started having success, it didn't change my lifestyle at all. Do I drive a nicer car? Sure. But I do not look at my bank account.
Love it.
I don't. Uh, the product of our business, that's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing an amazing customer experience. I'm sure you can relate to this.
Hmm.
As entrepreneurs, I think we crave our product to be accepted by the public and celebrated by the public. Money follows that. And I
Hmm.
think when you reverse those things, that's when you get in trouble.
Talk to me about your business model. Why did you decide to do Solar Panther versus Roof Tiger?
Yeah.
So many people just add a service to their business.
Yep.
You decided to open new entity. Is it two different businesses?
It is.
Okay.
They're legally they're the same business, but Solar Panther from a brand perspective, if I just
So it's
added,
DBA.
it is a DBA. If I just added solar to Roof Tiger, I've created a perception around Roof Tiger of roofing. I really want to keep it super clear and simple for people that when they see this Roof Tiger t-shirt, it's roofing. And when they see Solar Panther, it's solar because solar is a brand new product. And I want people to know that that's what we do. So I market them separately to get more interest in solar panels.
Do you get a lot of leads
A
that
ton.
way?
Yeah.
How do you advertise? What's your secret sauce for advertising solar?
We don't pay very much in advertising, Dimitri. Barely any. This year, we haven't spent a dime on Google. It's all organic. And then we just essentially approach the Roof Tiger customers with solar. For the first time this year, we started door knocking. It's going well. And then we're doing mailers. We just signed up with Dope Marketing to do mailers to our specific customers.
Love,
Yeah.
love Dave and Dope. Shout out to
Yeah.
Dope Marketing.
Shout out to Dave. In coming to your conference this last December, I felt I'm more aligned with the roofing industry in terms of like the good old boys trying to. I advocate for a lot of small companies and for I network with a lot of guys who are $5 million and below, $10 million and below. I love this size of business, and
Me too.
these people are really, I think, good-natured people who want to make an impact for their families and friends. The solar industry, when I went to the conference in Salt Lake City, everybody felt like felt like a frat party. It did. I walked in and I was like, man, I feel like I came from a small town to a big city. That's how it felt. And I felt like intimidated. I was like, man, these guys are like talking about 50, 60, $100 million companies. And I'm like, my gosh, they see the opportunity and they're grabbing it by the horns. Now, what does that lead to? Scammy people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the downside. However, there's a lot of companies that are running tight ships that are doing really well. And those are the companies who typically sell and install or have a really good relationship with their installer or are doing things the right way.
But how to find one? I mean, to me, when I hear solar big players, they all sound like Jordan Belfort.
Yeah,
Like,
they do. They do. You're right. I have no intention to be. I think this is what going back to the first part of our conversation. I think it's really important as a business owner to know your vision. And right now, I'm very content. We're headed for about $6 million. I feel really good
Yep.
with my life. I feel very content.
People don't get it. Like I was
Yeah.
doing like Storm Group, we were doing like 4 or 5 million, the best
Mhm.
size ever.
Yeah.
Up to like how to. You can go to 7, 8, but at what cost?
At what cost?
What do you have to trade in? What do you have to leave behind? I mean,
Yes.
I was working 5, 10 hours a week. I was traveling. I started roofing insights.
Mhm.
I enjoyed myself. I was doing what I love doing.
Yes.
People don't get the price of. I mean, you can work 80, 90 hours a week. You can take all liability and build $25 million business. But how many business owners who are miserable at that?
So
Like,
true.
I mean, everybody going through divorces. I mean, don't have good relationship with the kids or parents.
Yeah.
Start getting into drugs.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
You're right. I think that's the question we have to ask ourselves is at what cost? And I think when I went through in 2019, it was by far the most stressful and demoralizing stage of my life, but it helped me understand what's really important to me. And I will never forget that. And now that I sit here and having what I have, I'm not yearning for more, just to have more, just to have for the sake of more. I think that's a foolish attitude. And I think we have to be very careful about what we're headed toward, or else we are constantly just keeping up with the Joneses. There will always be somebody bigger than you. There will always be somebody more something than you.
So you're not competitive?
I'm extremely competitive with my local market right now.
So if you're like, there's a little conflict there. If you're competitive, you want to be number one, but at the same time, you're happy with what you have.
Yes.
How do you explain that?
You can never be perfect, right? So constantly chasing perfection for your customer base. And for us, we have 210 Google reviews for Roof Tiger right now, 4.9 stars. We are seen as a beacon of high quality in our marketplace. I want to do the same thing for Solar Panther. I was thinking about it on the way up here, Dimitri, about my goals for both businesses, and that there will come a point where Solar Panther is the same thing. I'll just continue to do that. Maybe I'll open a third business, or maybe I don't know. I don't know what lies ahead, but I know that right now I'm very content in life and I can wear this smile proudly. So
Love it.